is going on, Capricorns? It's Chris Anthony coming at you live and direct. This is going to be your reading for the month of December. I am back with a Capricorn reading. I definitely want to say I appreciate you Capricorns, like from a deep spiritual place. Like what I was hearing as I was shuffling your cards was that just how much you are appreciated by the divine and appreciated by your spiritual team and your guides and your higher self, and by other people that are around you, even if they're not letting you know. Like they really just appreciate your presence. Your presence from a divine standpoint is really appreciated by the collective. Like I feel that you guys are so strong, so determined, and like you just don't give up. Like I've never ran into a Capricorn that really gives up, and I always wonder, like, how do you do it, Capricorn? How do you do it? Like for sure. But I don't know. It's something that I'm just really feeling and picking up from the collective spirit of Capricorn. Like that really just speaks to your strength and your ability to stand and to persevere. And it's like that is really being shown in the month of December is what I'm picking up. And I'm just really seeing like this level of stubbornness to where you just won't quit. You won't give up. You won't just stop doing what it is that you're doing. So I don't know. We're going to hop into the cards. This is going to be a general reading, Capricorn. It may not resonate with everyone. If it does resonate with you, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, comment on the video. That always helps the channel in some type of way. If it doesn't resonate, you can always check out your rising or moon sign, or you can check out another tarot reading from another tarot reader that may connect with you a little bit more, because there's so many of us these days. Definitely, I want to thank you guys for being patient with me and for always coming back, my subscribers, and checking up on me and checking to see if it's another reading. It is, all right? We're going to be hopping into your present energy right here in the middle of your main storyline, seeing what's happening with you right now. And then after that, we're going to hop into your futuristic energy over here, your supporting details on the left side. And we're going to be wrapping it up with a fairy card. Ace of Winter is what you guys have. So let's hop right in. Capricorn, you do have the Chariot card, and it's clarified by the Death card. So I do feel like with the Chariot energy right here, there is some movement that's happening for you in the month of December. There is some things that are coming together. I feel like this has a lot to do with some things that have really been moving behind the scenes, and maybe you have not really been able to consciously notice them or pay attention to them. But I feel like there's been some things coming together beneath the surface for a while with you guys, and it has everything to do with your movement in life and where you're moving to next, where you're going to end up at in 2020, and your goals that you're definitely going to be reaching, and accomplishments that are going to be coming out. But there had to be some deep work done, maybe some alchemical work that has been being done with this Chariot energy. And I feel that there has been a very strong sense of balance that's been important to you, maybe in recent times, balancing out your energies, balancing out that yin and yang energy. The Chariot card speaks about that, your light and your dark energy, your higher self and your lower self, right? And everything coming together and meshing just right, everything being an integration, right? So that you can move forward more efficiently. So I love this Chariot energy. Some of you guys could have a cancer around you, maybe dealing with a cancer in some type of way that just came out. But overall, this Chariot energy is really speaking to your drive, your determination, your perseverance, and your ability to move forward into the future. Your ability to carve a path for yourself and to visualize where you want to be in the future, and to use all the gifts that are afforded to you to move. Some of you guys could physically be moving in the month of December, or gearing up for a physical move with this Death energy, because there's been some strong transformations. There's been some strong endings to big major cycles, right? That has been being wrapped up for a lot of the collective, all of the signs. And it's showing up with you, Capricorn, about this movement that you're thinking about taking, and not only thinking about it, it's like you're moving. There's no contemplation. There's no back and forth with it. It's like I'm moving over here. I'm going in this direction. So it doesn't have to be physical. It can also be emotional. It can also be mental. It can also have to do with things that you have just set your mind on, that you know you've always wanted to accomplish, but maybe you've been in a place where you had to put it on pause, especially if you were in this death energy, this Scorpio season, right? That has so much to do with transmuting and transforming and like I said, ending so that you can have a rebirth. So there is this strong sense of rebirth that's here, this strong sense of newness that is coming, and you're moving towards this new energy, this new goal. You have this new type of push that's behind you. And I'm really feeling that this is something new that you're moving towards. All right, right underneath that, we do have the Emperor energy, and this is you showing up again. Like, I know it represents other signs, but I'm feeling that you guys are deep in this Emperor energy. The last reading that I did for Capricorn was the Emperor showing up in this same exact position. So you are definitely still seated on your throne, right? You definitely still feel this sense of strength within yourself, this strength of fortitude within yourself. And you're definitely still bringing order to your life, right? Like, you're putting things in their place. You're putting people in their place. You're putting energies in their place. You're compartmentalizing everything where it needs to be and running things like an emperor would, running your empire, making sure everything is in full operation, cutting off all the slack and the extra dead weight that no longer serves your empire or your kingdom, right? And making sure you're bringing in new ideas or bringing in new people or new energies so that the flow of currency, the flow of your operations are in a balanced state. This is where I was also picking up on that stubborn energy. There is something that's happening where you're very stubbornly sitting in a place of power or in a place of control, and you're doing it. It's a hard energy to read with this one, because this Emperor is looking over at the Four of Swords. And so there's a part of you to where you just kind of want to rest from this type of energy. You just kind of want to like sleep and kind of like, get off of your duty, get off of your throne for a second. But you still feel this urge and this need to hold and to stay steadfast in this energy of being the one that's overseeing this operation. But in the back of your mind, you're just like, I just really wish I could just go like chill out and that I could leave these operations over to someone else. But I think it's more so that you really don't trust anybody else to do what it is that needs to be done. It's kind of like that saying, if you want to get something done, you got to do it yourself. You're really in this energy, but in the back of your head, you're just like, I know that I should just go and just chill out even for a second, but you feel like if you went to take a nap, like everything would just go to hell. I'm picturing that, and it's crazy because I've been talking about a lot of scriptures in my readings, but I'm picturing that scripture where Jesus was with his disciples, right? And they were sailing across the sea, right, to go somewhere. And he really needed to go take a nap. Like, he was sleepy, like he was tired. He had been doing a lot of work. He had been exerting a lot of energy and doing a lot of miracles and healing, right? And so he was like, all right, I gotta go take a nap. Like, I gotta go sleep. And he left his disciples in charge to just, steer the boat across the sea to the next destination. But then this storm just came out of nowhere, and everything, the waves were raging, and the ship that they were in was being tossed so hard that they were about to crash, and the disciples couldn't, get control of the vessel, of the ship. So they had to go wake Jesus up. And it was like, Jesus, like the ship is about to crash. Like, we need your help. Can you do something? And, Jesus was like, gosh, like, do I got to do everything? And he came up, from his sleep and came up, like, to the deck of the ship and was like, you know, peace be still, and he calmed the storm. And he was the only person that had the power to do that. And then, you know, he kind of almost admonished his disciples, like, you gotta have more faith, man. Like, I need to take a nap, man. I need some sleep every now and then. Please help me out a little bit. And I feel like this is the position that you're in, Capricorn. Like, what you do and the amount of power that you have and the placement that you're in as being a Capricorn, like, not many other people can do what you can do. And it almost sometimes gets annoying to you because it's like you feel like you have to do more of the work than other people do that are around you, and you exert so much energy because you have so much strength to do it. And it's just like sometimes you get annoyed by it and you just want to go and sleep and take a nap and just rest. But it's like you can't, because if you did, just for a moment, the whole empire would fall apart. So yeah, somebody's in the energy like that. You have the Hierophant here that's clarifying this emperor, right? And the Hierophant is talking about a place of order, also talking about somebody who is a teacher or somebody who is a counselor or a healer that other people do look up to in some type of way, somebody that does set the standard for everyone else. This Hierophant energy, right? It's talking about a certain standard. It's talking about a certain level of organization. And this is the energy that you're in. And I could have sworn the last reading that I did for Capricorn was this exact combination of the Emperor with the Hierophant. And these are two people that are just like set in a place of strong steadfastness. Like, these two energies don't really change. They're not really that mutable. They're very much so, what is the word? I can't even think of it. You know, the signs that don't move and that are just, they're not mutable. I can't think of it. But it's crazy because Capricorn, you are an earth sign, but you're a mutable earth sign, right? But it's crazy. Why do I keep saying that? Because the Emperor energy and this Hierophant energy that you're taking on is just like unmovable for some reason. You can't move. You're holding on tight to something. We're going to get more deeper into that. You do have the Eight of Swords energy clarified by the Three of Cups. So there could be something that has been on your mind that's kind of like been worrying you, that has made you feel like you can't move, right? That you're stuck in a certain energy, that you're stuck in a certain place because you've been really, I think, trying to take control of a certain situation that may kind of sort of be out of your control to a certain extent. Some of you guys do feel like you're stuck in your head a lot. But I do feel like this energy is stopping. This energy is dissipating in the month of December because you do have the Three of Cups and you do have the Chariot energy, which talks about movement, which talks about, you know, this forward movement of energy and not being so much in this like stuck Emperor energy, even though you're still there. Sorry, Capricorn, the energy that you guys are in December is kind of like, it's like that duality type of energy. You know, it's like two different energies at the same time, so it's hard to kind of read. Because in one energy, you have the Chariot and the Death card, which talks about this change, which talks about movement. You know, like being mutable, being in a place of transformation and rebirth. But then, all in the same breath, you're in this Emperor and Hierophant energy, which doesn't move and is steadfast and it stays the same. And it's stubborn. So you could be dealing with this dual type of energy where maybe both of these are needed. Maybe in one hand you have to stay steadfast and strong and stable and grounded in that strong Capricorn energy. But then on the other hand, there is these major changes that are coming in and you're needing to be flexible and mutable at the same time. So it's like you're doing this dance between two different energies, and this could be the thing that is kind of stressing you out a little bit. You know, it kind of has you stuck in your mind because it doesn't logically make sense. Like you either do either or, you either do this or that. Like it's not many times where you have to do two energies at the same time, but this is what you're doing. you're merging these two energies together, right? Three of Cups. It's talking about a merging of two different energies into one, is what I'm seeing from this Three of Cups. I know a lot of people talk about third parties when they see Three of Cups, but I'm seeing two different energies coming from two different sides, but merging together in the middle, like in that middle cup. You see how their arms are being crossed together? It's these two energies, mutable and steadfast energies, meeting in the middle. And that's what the Chariot card is all about. So you do have to be both in the month of December, right? And I think this is what's getting you out of this stuck energy, because maybe before you were only in this Emperor energy or only in the Hierophant energy, like I need to do this, I need to have control, I need to get stuff in order, I need to have it organized, I need, to be the one that's calling the shots, that's making things happen in my life. But then with the Chariot, there's also a type of energy of releasing and going with the flow and letting the universe create this level of movement in your life and letting certain things die off that maybe you've been holding on to. So it has you kind of stuck logically, because you're like, what do I need to do then? Do I need to let go, or do I need to hold on? And the answer is, it's like you need to do both, right? And for you, it's kind of creating this type of third party energy, because if you think of the third party energy on a physical 3D sense, a lot of times when readers talk about it, talks about three people being involved or one person dealing with two different people. And this is kind of what you're doing, but you're doing it with energies. It's like you have this Emperor energy on the left hand, and then on the right hand you have this Chariot energy. And you're balancing both at the same time and bringing them into this one union, like somebody would balance two different partners. So it is taking a lot of energy for you to do this. And sometimes you do get stuck in your head or stumped as to how you're going to do it. But it's needed somehow in the month of December. All right, you do have the Ace of Wands right underneath that. So this is talking about this level of passion and fire that is here for you in December, especially with us being in Sagittarius energy, right? That strong, fiery, moving type of energy, right? Fire energy. That's a mutable fire sign. So with this Ace of Wands, I feel like you're really taking on that Sagittarius energy and moving into this new cycle with a fresh start, with it being an ace. And this is why you have the Six of Wands, because it talks about a celebration, right? It talks about a victory. It talks about a graduation, right? And a forward movement into this next cycle after you've closed out a hard cycle that was very hard and rough to deal with. And you needed to be almost every part of this thing that you had to overcome. You had to be the captain. You had to be, the engineer. You had to be the teacher. You had to be the mother and the father. For some of you guys, right? You had to be the sister and the brother. You had to take on all these different roles, is what I'm feeling you had to do to overcome this last cycle that has been being wrapped up with this Death card. You had to play every role. And it's been a strong burden for you to sit here as the Emperor, like I said, and want to go take a nap, but you can't take a nap because somebody else can't do what you can do. This is deep, Capricorn. This is why I feel so appreciative of your energy within the collective, because I think Capricorns do so much for the collective. This is just my opinion, right? And I feel like you guys have so much strength. Like I always see it within the Capricorn. Like you're always busy, you're always on the move, you're always pushing, you're always working, you're always doing what needs to be done. Like you don't ever rest. I hope that some of you guys are getting some rest out there too, Capricorn. Like it is okay every now and then to go take a nap, even if you think the whole ship is going to be thrown over because you're going to take a nap. Like sometimes you got to let it happen, right? Let somebody come wake you up and let you know that it's happening, but That's what I'm getting. Like, you guys are so strong, and you're showing up very, very strong in the month of December, even if you don't feel that way. This is the way people are looking at you, like, Capricorn, like, you're so strong. Like, I think you have a lot of admirers too. Like, people are admiring your energy. Like, how do you do what you do? Like, your presence that you guys are having in the month of December is really shining. It's really like out there. And people are just like how, I wish I could be like her. I wish I could be like him. I wish I could do that. Like, this is what I'm feeling with this Six of Wands energy, because you're overcoming some major strong energies. You're moving forward in this passionate way, right? You have this high vitality about yourself. You have this high vibration, this magnetic type of energy that you're taking on, and you're moving forward with purpose and with clarity at the same time, is what I feel. Like, you know exactly what you want, and you know that you're going to get it. And it's some people around you looking at you like, I want to be like that. Like, I want to be like that when I grow up. Because you are a really strong example to other people. This is definitely what I feel, Capricorn. And you are being recognized by other people very strongly, whether you know it or not. You have this crowd that's watching you. And they're like, how is she doing it? How is he doing it? And they're actually learning from you in some type of way. Like, through your example, I think you're really teaching some people around you, like, how to live life, how to persevere through challenges, how to move forward, and not stay stuck and stagnant inside of a situation, how to manifest success. Because I feel that some of you Capricorns are very successful in a certain way. Let's keep it moving. You're taking on this Four of Swords energy, clarified by the Knight of Swords also, right? And this is the energy that Capricorn, that the Emperor is looking over at. Like, this clarity of mind, this rest, this peaceful type of energy, right? Coming out of this Eight of Swords energy, right? Where you're worried about some things, or you're feeling like you're stuck, or you're feeling like some things won't work. And that was only because, like I said, you're integrating two different energies into one. And so you are coming into a place of rest and peace within yourself, even if it feels like you're, almost overworked, or you're having to bear the burden of the world on your shoulders. You're still going to come to a place of rest within yourself, and I think this is what you're headed towards with this Knight of Swords very quickly. Out of the Eight of Swords energy, quickly into the Four of Swords energy. Resting, being at peace. And I think you guys really have to pray the Serenity Prayer, in the month of December, because, like I said, it's a certain balance, how the Serenity Prayer goes, like, give me the peace or the serenity to accept certain things in life that I can't change. But it's such a duality to that prayer. I don't know it by heart, but it's talking about dual energies, like having peace to release certain things, but then having the strength to, do certain things, right? I keep feeling that dual nature about you guys in December, Capricorn. And you're charging forward into this Four of Swords energy, releasing certain things that you can't change and that you can't control, right? Like, the Emperor tries to control almost everything. The Hierophant tries to, really control everything too, with a certain set way of doing things and a certain set way of believing and perceiving. But both of them are kind of looking over at the Four of Swords, and they want this certain level of release and peace to just let things happen in a certain sense, right? Let some things flow, not fighting every battle, right? Not doing every single thing, and allowing some things to come together on their own, allowing the universe to kind of bring some things together for you, and not having to manifest and create everything for yourself, right? You are a co-creator with the universe. And I think in December, you're realizing that you co-create, right? There's a certain amount of work, you know, that you have to invest into it and put into it. But there's also a certain amount of release that you have to have in order to let the universe bring certain things into your world and into your life. And I love that energy, Capricorn. Let's keep it moving into your futuristic energy. We do have the Tower energy. We do have the Magician. We do have the Four of Wands and then the Five of Wands right beneath that. All right, so there is a Tower moment that's happening, and I think is very strongly tied to the Chariot card and the Death card that I was talking about over here. There is something that you are going to allow to fall, and you're going to have the strength to let go. Now, that's a weird place to be in. Because usually you have to have the strength to hold on or to be steadfast, but with Capricorns, you have to have the strength to let go of something and to let something fall and to let something, you know, that doesn't serve you be released. And so your strength is going to be tested in a way to how you let go of things and not hold on to things. You're releasing control in a certain sense. Some things you can control, right? I always say control the controllables. But some things that are out of your control, you can't stress yourself out about holding on to those things. So your strength is going to show up in your ability to release in the month of December. Wow, Capricorn. You also have the Magician, so you are manifesting something, right? As above, so below, as within, so without. You are, like I said, a co-creator with the universe. But there is this co-work that has to be done, right? You're teaming up with the universe. So you don't do everything, right? That the Magician has one hand pointing towards the divine, right? And one hand pointing towards the earth or material world. So you're operating within the material world. You are the avatar that's here on earth, but your higher self or the divine is working within the ethers, right? Within the astral realm. And you are that link in between those two energies, right? And it comes and flows through you, but you don't have to go up there and create it and work on it, then come down here. It's like you can just stay in one place is what I'm picking up. And allow your spiritual team to do the other half of it. So you are manifesting something quite large, and maybe that's what's stressing you out, that's making you think you have to do everything, because you're like, oh no, if I don't do it, if I don't make sure that things are running right, if I don't make sure I put all my work and effort into it, then maybe it's going to crash. Maybe it's not going to work out. Maybe, you know, so I do feel a level of worry here with the Magician energy. But you do have it clarified by the Queen of Swords that's here. Sorry, I do have a train that's always passing in the background. But Queen of Swords, right? Very much so logical and very straightforward, a straight shooter. Right? She is very blunt. And so you do have a level of bluntness that you're taking on, because I think you're doing so much in December. You're making sure everything runs smoothly. And you just don't have time for the little small talk and minute details that has nothing to do with the bigger picture, is what I'm definitely picking up. Because the Emperor energy is very big picture energy. Right? He oversees the large operational things that need to be done. The Empress, on the other hand, you know, sees about the smaller, minute details that can't go untended to, right? But you're not in that energy this month in December. You are in big picture energy, which is why you have the Queen of Swords that's here too. You could also be working on manifesting something together with air sign, somebody who is taking on a Queen of Swords energy, and maybe you guys are partnering up, which is why I was talking about this Magician energy is like partnering up with the divine or partnering up with another, you know, energy, co-creating with somebody.
where you do half of the work and they do half of the work, and maybe you're learning how to release the control of the whole project and just doing what you need to be, done, and letting the other person worry about what they need to do, or the other people. Some of you guys could be collaborating with somebody or some people in December, but you are taking on this Queen of Swords energy about it, where it's like, I'm worried about what needs to be done. Don't come to me with anything else. Like, I'm going to handle what I need to handle. And yeah, you're just very sharp. So something about you in December is kind of sharp, is what I'm feeling, Capricorn. Like, and I think it's because you've just been doing so much. Like, you're like, just keep it over there. Don't bother me with it. Like, I'm doing what I gotta do. And every time I see the Queen of Swords, it reminds me of that movie, The Devil Wears Prada, and how that boss that ran that whole magazine was like, she didn't have time for any other thing except for what she had time for. Like, and she kind of treated, people like an asshole too, but she had a lot on her plate at the same time. She had to do this and get this done and get this, but she was very big picture. And the person that was her assistant, right, Anne Hathaway, was like tending to all the smaller details. And for some reason, Anne Hathaway, kind of wanted her to see things from her perspective, because she was doing all the small details and running around and do all this. But the boss didn't have time for that. Like, she was running an entire empire. So she was like, I don't care about, you tripping out about my coffee not being hot and me not accepting it, or you're tripping about you having to go get me a steak dinner or go get a Harry Potter book for my son, like, I don't care about any of that. Like, I'm over here running an entire empire that's worth billions of dollars. You think I care about your job? I don't know. This is what I feel you guys are kind of moving in. Because you're creating something. All you care about is this show you have to put on, right? This fashion show, or this magic show, or this thing that you're presenting to the world. And you don't have time for people crying or feelings being hurt, or, it's like you could be rubbing people the wrong way if you're moving in that the Devil Wears Prada energy, right? And the devil is Capricorn energy. So I do feel like in December, you're like, I don't got time for it. Like, you're crying, oh, wow, that's sweet. But I don't have time for that shit. Oh, man, I'm not going to step on no Capricorn toes in the month of December. All right, we have the Four of Wands clarified by the King of Pentacles, right? So like I said, there is some type of partnership that's here with you teaming up with somebody else. It could be an earth sign that you're teaming up with, or this could be you, that you're thinking about partnership in a certain type of way. But I feel like you're partnering up with, like I said, some type of project that has to do with money, with abundance that you're trying to create. And maybe you're teaming up with an organization or teaming up with a business partner to create this level of abundance, because for some reason, only thing that I see you guys are worried about in December is your coins. Like, definitely. You're like, I'm focused on my coins. I'm focused on where I'm going and this legacy that I'm building for myself. And Capricorn, you're so driven. Dang it. I like that drive. And I'm like one of those people that's looking over at y'all and admiring y'all like, dang, I wish I had that drive that Capricorn had. I wish I was as driven as Capricorn. Dang it. I need some Capricorn in my chart. But yeah, you're really focused. And whatever partnership that is here for you, whether it has to do with love or just friendship or just business partnership or, collaboration, you're only focused on it for what it can do for your overall goal. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think you're using anybody right here in the month of December. I just think like you're watching them like, if you need to be bringing something to the table, because if you're not, I'm about to cut you out. I almost feel like, how in school, how the teacher used to put teams together to do a project, and it would be like 4 people put together to do the project. but it would always feel, it would be somebody who feel like they're doing more work than other people, like, and they hate when somebody is not carrying their own weight. This is how you feel, Capricorn, in the month of December. Like, if you're not gonna carry your weight, like, get from around me, like, because I really can do this on my own. Like, I could do it if I want to. I was just bringing you in so that you could experience some level of success and abundance too. But if you're not about to be around, and if you're not pulling your weight like you're supposed to, guess what? I can do it on my own. Or I can find somebody else to replace you, right? Like how the boss was in The Devil Wears Prada. Like, you're fired if you need to be fired. And I can find somebody else to do your job the right way because you're really pushing it right now. And I don't know if some of you Capricorns are bosses, if people work for you, or you're overseeing this project, but you may really be like making people be efficient and pushing them more than they want to be pushed. And you will push them right out of the project if need be. That Emperor. Wow, let's go. Then we have the Five of Wands energy. So yeah, there is some type of argument, bickering, conflict that is here. Right? Now this could be from the past because we have the Ten of Swords here, and this was painful to you in a certain sense. It was painful for you to have to undergo this conflict that may have happened in the past, or it may be happening this month. It could be in the present energy. This is your futuristic energy. But either you're making somebody feel the Ten of Swords, or like this argument, this conflict that has been maybe happening for a while is really coming to a head, and you're so ready for it to be completed because it is Swords energy, and it makes you feel uncomfortable in a certain type of way, having to be this person, maybe having to be this Queen of Swords, or having to be the Devil that wears Prada. I feel like you don't want to be that person, right? In a certain sense, you don't want to be that hard, just no nonsense Emperor. Sometimes you want to be the chill, laid back Four of Swords energy and just rest and just like kick your feet up. But like, the situation is calling and pushing for you to be this Emperor, and for you to have your arms crossed like the Hierophant, and for you to be no nonsense like the Queen of Swords. And I think there's a certain sense that you want to complete whatever this is that is being prolonged, because it is getting to a place where it's kind of tough and it is weighing on you in a certain sense. But the good news is it is at completion. And all the pain that kind of has been coming along with you having to strive or compete or, conflict with other people, and you needing to win in this conflict is really coming to an end, and this cycle is being wrapped up. But you are still really in a place of power as it's being wrapped up. And nobody is about to take your throne, Capricorn. Nobody has what it takes to even do what you do. So, of course, you're not about to be kicked off of the throne. Yeah, I like this energy. Capricorn. Let's see what your fairy card says. It says Ace of Winter. Don't be deterred by challenges along the way. It's important to communicate clearly and accurately. Amazing new ideas that should be implemented. This is what's happening. Yeah. You're doing what needs to be done in December, implementing ideas, right? You're not deterred by the challenges that come along the way. You're communicating clearly and accurately with that Queen of Swords energy. And things are happening because you're in this energy, I feel like. You're pushing something along because you know you have the ability to bring it into existence. So definitely continue to be in that strong strength that you guys have, Capricorn. I appreciate you. Other people around you do appreciate you. Even the ones that are in conflict with you, they respect who you are. And respect sometimes is all that's needed. Right? So that was your reading for December, Capricorn. Hopefully that resonated with you guys. If it did, let me know in the comments, like, share, subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Do visit me on IG at chrisanthony14lbs, chrisanthony 14 pounds. I'm going to start posting there a lot more than I have been lately. If you guys need a personal reading, you can reach out to me about that. I'm definitely opening those back up for the month of December. And I think that's it. All that information will be in the description, Capricorn. I will see you guys in the next reading. Later.